Hey guys. Some of you probably saw this. Meta Immersive Synthetics put out a premiere. It's from the making of this video, 10 hours, probably even less when this is posted. And you may have already seen it by the time you see my video. But I'm getting a lot of questions if I know anything, and I do know a little bit. So I wanted to make this video to be able to say, hey, watch this instead of explaining myself hundreds of times. So it was posted on Hoggit. I posted on Twitter about it, and in the past year, I have talked to one of the developers about this. So I kind of knew it was coming at some point. He has shared a few things with me. He shared a couple videos from the conference floor, which they're at right now, unveiling this. I wanted to be able to show those to you. He said I could, and I can talk about some things, so I might as well. So there's going to be some assumptions made on my part because, again, I don't know everything. But the big question I think everybody's asking is this a consumer product? The quick answer is I don't know. My assumption at this point is that it's no, based on things that I have asked in the past. But that doesn't rule out the fact that it could be one day. So there's a reason it was posted to. And this was posted by Swither, who does work for them. And I can say that pretty confidently because he posted down here that they were recruiting for careers. And this is, again, Swither. And I do know that he works for them. If you guys remember a little bit further back, let's talk about where this came from. This was posted on Hoggit many months, probably a year ago. And the reason it was posted was because there was a careers here. And it was about Unreal 4 engine programmers. And people were like, oh my God, it's another flight sim coming. Oh my God. And this is basically what we're getting in 10 hours. If you recall back a while back, Heatblur had this big next step post. And unfortunately, the forum post, I can't find it anymore. But essentially, it was saved here. Heatblur and Meta Simulations partnered up. And that gave Heatblur access to some SMEs, subject matter experts, and vice versa. There's obviously something going on where Heatblur was helping Meta Simulations with things, and it's basically this new product. We saw that there was this ArtStation post that had the Meta Immersive Synthetics logo and name on a bunch of the art here. And a bunch of this art is basically what we're seeing. Again, here, this is a screenshot from this ArtStation. There it is. So, it all comes together like pieces of. Some of the cool things that we do know is that there is a Eurofighter. We have the Eurofighter landing gear here. We have MiG-29, and I'm not going to go into every single photo and look at every single one of these, but you can see here we have a Tunguska SA-11, KC-135, and some munitions, etc. I'll leave a link to this in the description for the video if you want to visit and take a look. There's like 15 photos for almost every single one of these. So pretty cool stuff to at least look at. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is the conference that this is being unveiled at. It's the ITSEC 2021. It's in conference. It's in Orlando, Florida. So they're unveiling with this premiere this new NOR platform there. So a lot of the stuff is going to be public very shortly. And anyway, let's jump into those videos that I wanted to show you. They're really short, they're really quick, but we can deduct some information from it pretty easily. Okay, so video number one. Again, this is from the floor at the conference. This is a quick, like 16-second clip of the setup they have there. But basically, we have 3 pits set up. These are VR mirrors up on here, and they are VR. Let me pause it. They are actually VR setups for each one of those. There's a headset there. I think if we go back a little bit, you can kind of see somebody sitting in this third one. But basically, we have, it looks like Virpil rudder pedals. This looks like a CM3 from Virpil also. This does not look like a Virpil product at all. Let me see if I can find a good frame here. A little bit blurry, but this is almost looks like a Warthog stick, and I don't know what this base is. The base is something I've never seen. It doesn't look like a real sim base because it has this, it is the standard circle that they have from their force sensing base, but the FSSB, I believe it's called. But there's this like angle thing here, and think you can see it better on another. Let me see here. You can kind of see it a little bit better here. It's almost like this circle and then an extension with an angle coming down onto this bracket. I don't know if that's part of the bracket. I'm not really sure what's going on here. You can see it a little bit here too. So I'm not sure what that is. But anyway, then we have the VR headset. So I was told with not a whole lot of certainty as far as the model goes, but the model is this here. So it's the Varho XR3. I hope I'm saying that right. I know I've screwed up names in the past, but anyway, I'm sure you guys will let me know just like before. But basically, this is a pretty high-end headset if this is the case. In fact, this company seems to make a lot of really high-end stuff, but this is 2880 by 2720 per eye. So that's freaking huge. And then I think current stuff is like 1600 by 1200 or something. I forget right now. But then there's this 1920 by 1920 separate display in the center is what this seems like. It looks like 27 degrees up, down, left, right. You get this high resolution display, I'm guessing right in the center, considering this as focal area. And then everything else is this other display. So that's a pretty big resolution. You consider that this is basically the per eye for a standard HMD these days. Obviously the Pimax with the 8K or the 16K or the 24K, whatever the hell they're calling it these days, that's not a standard one. But a standard would be like the Index, the Quest. I mean, even the CV1 from Oculus or the Vive. That's like their entire display in one eye for all 90 to 110 degrees. Now this is just that in 27 degrees of field of view. So this would require a lot of frames and at a high resolution. So this is an interesting thing for me. If they have a sim working this well, that's awesome. So I'll go back to the video here. And obviously we don't know what this is. We don't know what all's going on. Obviously they're rendering some sort of terrain. They're rendering a cockpit. I'm assuming this is clickable. I would hope so. You know, maybe they're doing some dogfighting, some air to ground. In a later video, I'll show you some footage of them actually doing some fighting, but I don't know what the full setup is. But the fact that it renders that well in a sim is good news. Anyway, let me go back and I'll go ahead and just play this all the way through again. I'll go ahead and pause it right here. Up here is I asked, and this is actually TAC view. So this is for spectators to see in real time what's going on with the three down here and anything else that's in the world. And it looks like they're in Nevada. So yeah, maybe it's like an NTTR thing. I don't know. But anyway, pretty cool. Definitely a sim with TAC view. Pretty exciting if you ask me, regardless if it's consumer or not. And we'll get to more of that in a second. And so we'll go ahead and finish off this video. Not a whole lot else goes on. And let me flip over to the second one. Okay, so here's the second one. You can already see that someone's flying here, and there's an F-16 getting lined up. I'm assuming it's this guy. At least when I initially watched it, and I was right. We'll go ahead and play it here. So this guy, oh, he's shooting. Got some hits, got some more hits, flaming wreck, and now you can watch the guy on the right here. Try to gain control, but he's dead in the water. He's going into a little flat spin. We'll go ahead and watch it one more time here. So we can pause it also, and we already got some good fire effects. The clouds look gorgeous. NTTR looks great, or Nevada, and smoke effect looks really nice. So we have all the components of a sim without seeing anybody clicking stuff and seeing how full fidelity it is, but still pretty impressive. Doesn't look to me like it's Ace Combat-ish or something like that. And given the industry show that it's being shown at, I would imagine it's much more immersive or high fidelity based just on that alone.
Yeah, TAC seems to have a big problem with gun.
Had a little video glitch there.
Yeah, tactically seem to have a big problem with gun.
Yeah.
Maybe we should disable the gun runs.
You guys spinning out of control. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. If I can speak about more things after the premiere that weren't covered in the premiere, I will. This was just a way for me to get something out there that was easy to link people to when they had questions about it, since I had some information. I think we all need to remember this. This community gets super salty about stuff, and I don't think that this is like, oh man, this is the new DCS killer or BMS killer or whatever. Um, you know, Even if it isn't, and it's not consumer facing at the beginning or whenever, look at what happened with DCS when Microsoft Flight Simulator came out. They shifted focus. They said they shifted focus because they needed to improve the weather, the clouds, the water, and make everything look much more like Microsoft Flight Simulator. Because the industry moves along when people push the boundaries. And if this does that for our community, that's great. And I think that's what we should all be focusing on here, is that whether this is something we get to use now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, never, who knows? At least the boundary is getting pushed and the tech is being shown off that will either inspire or force other companies to have to move along with it. Anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. I'll catch you guys next time.